So in this video, we are going to learn how to create a questionnaire form and collect response in Google Sheet. Now suppose guys you are a business owner and you want to get some feedback, some response from your customers. So that is why you have created some kind of questionnaire forms. And you also want to add the details or the responses of the customers from that form to your Google Sheet. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. So the trigger of this automation will be Elementor. So we took an example of Elementor forms, but instead of this, you can use any other online form building application according to your choice. So let's see, whenever we are going to get a new response in Elementor, a new form submission, the details or the data of that form submission will be automatically added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on my WordPress site. And on my WordPress site, I have created this form using Elementor forms. And in this form, I'm asking some basic details from the user, like name, email address, asking for the user experience rating for the product or service, whichever I am providing. Then also asking the product rating and service rating. And at last, I have added this feedback box. So using these forms, I've created a questionnaire and I'm getting some kind of feedbacks or responses from my customer. And instead of Elementor guys, you can use any other online form building application to create the questionnaire form of your choice. And then what we want to do, we want to add the responses or the customer feedback which we get from this online form which we have created into a Google Sheet as a new row. Now to do it, we have to connect our online form like Elementor with Google Sheet. And to do so, we will be using Pabbly Connect in this video. So here guys, you can see that we have reached to Pabbly Connect's dashboard. And to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Elementor to Google Sheets. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is first we have to connect our online form which we have created using Elementor or any other online form building application with Pabbly Connect so that whatever form response we are getting from the users using this online form, we can get that data in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now to do this, here in our trigger window and choose app, search for Elementor. So because we have created this form using Elementor forms, that's why we are selecting Elementor over here. And then in trigger event from the drop down, select new form submission as the trigger event. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. So we are going to use this webhook URL to connect this form with Pabbly Connect and get the response. So how you can do that? You just have to follow the help text given below over here. Copy this webhook URL from here and go to the form which you have created using Elementor. After hovering to this form, you can see this edit button over here. Just click on it on the right top corner. And here you can see that on the left side, all of these settings pop up. Now in these settings, here we have an option named as Actions After Submit. Just click on it. And under it, here you can see Add Actions. Just clear all of these responses. And from the drop down, you have to select the action as webhook. Now, as we select this action webhook over here, you can see a new feature, a new field of webhook is added over here. Just click on it and under it you can see a field to add the webhook URL. So guys, the same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us, we have to copy the same webhook URL from here from our workflow and paste it over here. And after pasting it, the connection is done. We have successfully connected our form which we have created using Elementor with Pabbly Connect. You just have to click on this update or publish button. Right now I have not published this form, so that's why it is giving us a publish option, but you can click on this update button as well. Now guys, after connecting it, after updating it or publishing it, you can see that this form is now connected with Pabbly Connect. And after making this connection, what we have to do, here in Pabbly Connect, it is showing us waiting for webhook response. Now this means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some response, some data or form submission from this form. So let's do it. We are going to make a test submission. Let's click on this preview changes button, and then we will see that this form will open in front of us in preview mode. Or instead of this, you can open the same form into a incognito tab as well. Now here we are going to enter the details of a test user, a dummy user. For example, the name of the user is dummy name. This is the name. This is the email address of the user. And then let's give some star rating, some feedback as well. For example, for user experience rating, I will be giving 4 star. For product rating, I will be giving 5 star. And for service rating, I will be giving 4 star once again, or just select 3 stars. So this is the feedback I'm giving in this test response. And in feedback box, I want to give a feedback as the UI can be improved. So here I have given this feedback over here. And after entering all of these details, let's click on this submit button. So as we click on submit, the form was submitted successfully. We have successfully generated a response. And because we have connected the same form with Pabbly Connect, here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see that we have received some response. And when we will scroll down to this response, you can see the same details. We have the same start rating. So we have given user experience rating as 4 star. So here we can see the same rating over here. Then we have given the service rating as 3 star, so you can see, and product rating is 5 star, so you can see the same star rating. We have the same name which user has entered while submitting the form, same feedback, and the same email address. Now this means guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. Using Elementor form, we have created an online questionnaire form using which we can get the feedbacks or the responses from our customer. And we have connected the same form with Pabbly Connect. Now what we have to do, we will move to step 2. And in step 2, we want to send the same response and store it in our Google Sheet. Now to do so, what we have to do, we just have to scroll down in our Pabbly Connect workflow and come to our action window. And here in choose app, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in action event from the drop down, select add new row as the action event. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this sign in with Google button. Select your Google Sheets account, just select it. Scroll down and click on continue. And as we click on continue, here we can see that our Google Sheets account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is select spreadsheet. And in the drop down below this select spreadsheet, you can see a list of all the Google Sheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account can be seen over here. So out of all of these spreadsheet, the spreadsheet in which we want to add this form responses, the customer feedback data from the questionnaire is named as customer feedbacks. And in this sheet, I have created all the columns with form headers over here. So we have asked all of these details and I have added separated columns in Google Sheet as well. So we are going to select customer feedbacks, this same sheet over here. Just select the same spreadsheet and then it is asking us to select the sheet. So right now in this Google spreadsheet, we have only one sheet named as sheet 1. So here we are going to select sheet 1. Then after this, all the columns of data, all the headers of data which we have created in this Google Sheet can be seen over here in Pabbly Connect as field. So guys, the form responses which we have received from Elementor in trigger window, from these responses, one by one we have to map their data in the respective fields in this Google Sheets tab. So let's start with name. So here guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and in the drop down below, you can see a list of all the responses which you have received from Elementor. And out of all of these responses, select the response of field of name and it will be mapped over here. So whatever name the user will enter over here while submitting the form, the same name will be added in this column of name in our Google Sheet. Then let's map the email address and the process of mapping stays the same. Just click here and from the drop down, map the email address. Then we have to mention the star rating the customer or the user has given to this user experience rating response. So from this response, let's map it. Then let's map the product rating. Just map it. Service rating as well. And at last, let's map the feedback. So in this way, by process of mapping, you can actually send the data or map the data from Elementor form responses in this Google Sheets tab. And after mapping all of these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details which we have received from Elementor form response of customer feedback, the response to a questionnaire, has been added as a new row in Google Sheet. So let's check it. We will go to Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that the same data is now added over here. So here you can see the same name, the same email address, same user rating, star ratings which we have given, and also the same feedback. This means we have successfully created this automation workflow between Elementor and Google Sheet. And using this automation, whenever we are going to get a new response, a new feedback to the questionnaire which we have created using Elementor forms, the details or the data or the response of that questionnaire will be added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once. We will go to Elementor this form, and this time we will make a new form submission, a new response, and we will see if this automation works in real time or not. For example, I'll name the user as, for example, test user. This is the email address. And then for user experience, let's give 2-star rating. For product, let's give 4-star rating. And for service, let's give 1-star rating. And we are giving a feedback as, for example, need to work on customer support, and click on submit. Now when we click on submit, just now this form has been submitted. And as we submit this form, we will see within seconds, instantly, the same response, the same data which we have entered over here will be added in our Google Sheet. So we'll go to Google Sheet. And yes guys, here you can see that the same data is added. Test user, the same name, same email address, same star rating which we have given, and the same feedback as well. Now this means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine, and we have tested it in real time. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing, you will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation workflow, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down to your suggestion, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.